What's up, everybody? Grippa here with MeInTeam.
Welcome back to our in-depth analysis.
Yeah, in depth, no. Analysis, not even.
Well,
Uh,
emphasis on the A&AL part, I guess.
yeah. LMAO, hit that like and subscribe button. And make
Yeah,
sure you ding
smash
that
that
bell.
button.
Smash that like button.
Like one of these teams is about to get smashed.
I think I got like three uh, subscribers, and two of them are my mom's alt accounts. Anyway,
Nice.
you're not even subscribed, you piece of shit. Anyway, moving on.
I haven't
Team
subscribed to anyone in a while.
Mekamori. Team 2. They're 2. That's supposed to be a 2. Here's Team 1, in case you're wondering. Alright? We're literally continuing. I hit stop and then start again on the recording. We're moving on. We got Team 2. Alright? So, Mekamori. Also what helped organize the game and has started the game with the pick of a lifetime middle-aged home. Alright, we mentioned this kind of before in the previous video. Middle-aged home. He's going to be a forge pitch. All right. He is the position 5 in Dota or League, probably.
Make some lanterns.
Make
Please,
some
lanterns.
Yeah. Please, sir, could I have some more lanterns? Please, sir, could I have more quills? Please, sir, could I have more hammers?
He's going to be last in research because all of his mages will do nothing but forge lanterns.
Actually, I think that what's going to happen is his research graph. So here's going to be the graph, and here's going to be middle-aged Olm's research.
Yeah.
That's what I expect. I expect a funneling of because I haven't actually looked to see what they've actually done. They're on turn 6 right now. But I expect them all to be like research. Get this shit up here. We want construction. I don't know, probably 6.
6 for lanterns. You need.
Yeah, 6, and then that's it. That's all you're getting. You're not researching shit otherwise, because all your guys are going to be doing that lovely hammering the anvil.
Everyone casting legions of steel in battle.
Yes, there you go. That's your job right there, Mekamori. I hope you're happy. All right, that's what you have consigned yourself. This looks like a constellation. That is how you have consigned yourself to this game, which honestly was probably not a bad idea.
Yeah, I'm thinking that might be the most brilliant move. If you're playing in this like nightmare about 15 versus 15, and your primary job is to just go into the game and order a bunch of forging.
Yeah, like you're literally like, all right, let's get the shopping list done. Scroll through. Here we go. Got to get this thing done. Turn done. All right, 4 minutes of clicking forge.
They're gonna be on turn 50, and like half of the team is gonna be crying, begging, can they get an extension, or like be released from this? And Olm's like, what are you talking about? This is fine. This is
yeah, and this son of a bitch is gonna have like 6 provinces of citadels, just forging shit out the ass. Not even have any recruited units. He's gonna be entirely dependent, probably, on just mages.
I want to see it. I want to see
if you have more than like 5 normal units, Mekamori, I'm gonna be so disappointed. I want to see this shit just be like the storefront. All right. So that's all. Otherwise, middle-aged home. They're known for their forging. Great early and middle game because they got those like 500 prot tanks. Otherwise, late game, not great. But you know, good nation.
Yeah.
All right, that's all we got for Mekamori. Pick number 1. Of course, out of his choices to select. So we walk in. Wolf gets Sai, right? He goes, screw you. Uno reverse card. I'm getting Nick Knight. Okay? Nick Knight is scary. He is extremely good. Extremely good.
Lucid Tournament final representative.
Yes. Not in the greatest capacity, but he is in the Lucid Tournament. Scary good. Knows everything. I've asked the most random questions in like the questions discussions, and he'll just be like, oh yeah, it's this and also that, and I'm just like, why do you know this? So he is playing Midgard. So Midgard. Oh, we should actually, before we continue this, the Pretender is Can you guess who the pretender is? I'm fairly certain I already mentioned it, but do you remember?
Nope.
Ah, thank you for being forgetful. It is Marignon. I'm butchering that pronunciation. Late age Marignon, played by a certain individual.
Are they going for sailing, I guess?
It's because late age Marignon has the bless bonuses in fire and astral and blood.
Of course.
So you get a supercharged bless for all these nations. And if you notice a few things on this list, you have a lot of nations that like blesses. Probably more of these. I don't know much against Beturuk, or then you got the tyrants there. Caleb, not really. A lot of nations that like blesses.
It's a case of elves here too.
Yeah, what the hell? That's like the worst team ever. You have one elf, a bird, which is basically just sky elves.
TNN's elves,
Elf.
elves. Around elves, watch
elves. Elf. What the hell is this?
Flamorio is like honorary elf because they have.
I ranked this team a 1 out of 10. I don't care what else you do. You're a 1 out of 10.
They have an elf, so they have too many elves.
All I do is die to elves. Like, you got every single elf that I die as. And do you know how many Lucid Cat uploads of games involve me dying to elves? I was the early age Olm dying to the dark elves in early age, whose names I've already forgotten because I hate them. Helheim, thank you for reminding me of my trauma. That was me dying with my pretender. I swear to God, if I get elfed, you know, it's just it's what I do. It is what I do.
Target acquired. Look at this guy.
So the team of elves, and look who's on the fucking team of elves. Look who is here. Who's like, oh, I have a bunch of elf thugs. I need gear. Boy, yeah. I wonder who's going to be making them gear.
Although we won't see as many vine shields from Ulm, at least.
Look at all this gear, you know? Yeah, we're not going to see that many vine shields. You got that right. But
I'm sure they can think of things to forge for their thugs, though.
Oh, yeah, I'm certain these certain players will know what to do.
Yeah.
So yes, Nick Knight on Midgard. He's playing elves.
Speaking of knowing what to do, and seeing the nation combo is scary again because it brings back memories, and that's Kausk running M.A. Mary.
Yes.
The last time I saw him running that nation, I attacked him on like turn 42, and I was met with Solar Eclipse Fog Warriors, and Pillar of Fire all together on like turn 42.
Yes, we will get to that, but he is also a scary player. But yes, highlight right here, Nick Knight, Mr. the Knight of Nicks, on Midgard. All right, so you have his amazing scripting and knowledge on everything on the goddamn stealthy elves. Good freaking luck. All right, good luck. Any of the things you want to bring up on Midgard or Nick Knight?
Nope, just we're going to enjoy some elfings, I hope.
No,
those are always fun to see when they're not
No one is going to enjoy the elfings.
Hey, I elfed like 17 provinces from somebody as LA Pan, and it was glorious, and I'm sure the other player who didn't even sign in for more turns after that agreed with me.
Why am I allowing you to cast with me?
Oh, because we need somebody who understands how elves think.
Fine, you got that. Fine, you win this discussion. Moving on. Kausk playing middle-aged Marignon.
I mean, what really defines the nation beyond what I said is their any fort sacreds are quite good, and they are running a bless with a bless bonus for it from their late age version.
Yes.
So they're going to be pretty beefy frontliners.
They're step bros. What are you doing? Step bros are helping them out with the bless. So I expect amazing things from these two. From Kausk and Nick Knight.
Yeah.
Middle-aged Marignon. Yeah, that's all I got though. I don't have much to say. Like, it's just strong. Like, it's just good.
Yeah, and piloted by a good player, so
yes,
yeah, we'll see.
And continuing the tradition, Polter playing Eerie A. Ermor. EA Armor is a nation that suffers from the EA situation of they love gold, they love scales, they got a really strong mage core that they just kind of struggle a little bit with gold to use. So them being in middle age, nice buff. Uh,
I do miss a few. Like, it's really hard to get flamens to do the stuff that your normal mages don't have, and I think that's probably the hardest part of like wrapping your head around playing them well. I guess
yes.
Astral Fire and Death are all really good, and you have the Wailing Winds combo in there, so EA Armor can do a lot of threatening things. But it's hard to buff your troops enough
Also,
until late game. Once you're in late game, it's different. But
yeah, their sacred cav is pretty good. Man, they're good cav. They're just good. They're not great, but they're
and you can
good.
do worse than like Fog Warriors and a bunch of luck and all that stuff. Like it's not.
You got a
It's not
lot of.
you do need a little help from indies or from diversity summons or whatever to really get going.
Yeah, you got a lot of avenues for buffing with this nation, and with that bless bonus from Late Age Magic Young, I mean, you got fire, you got astral, you got blood. You got a lot of good shit in there that goes well with throwing onto sacreds. Fire with your attack skill, blood giving you can just get strength. Astral, there's your MR probably.
That are magic weapons.
Yeah, magic weapons guaranteed.
And
What am I even saying? Of course, it's gonna be magic weapons.
You might also spend a point on Spirit Sight, just because quite a few nations here can take advantage of darkness.
You're yeah,
they're bad to it.
100%. One of the teams take Spirit Sight. 100%. I don't recall the blesses off the top of my head, but I guarantee you one of them's got Spirit Sight. I think I remember one of them being Spirit Sight. Probably these guys. Probably, because
it kind of sucks to run up against somebody who throws up darkness when your stuff doesn't see in the dark. That's really oppressive.
I hate that so much.
I mean, I used it as
God, get out of this chat. Get out of this chat.
Elia Gartha can do that, and it's with their blind fighters. It's pretty funny if you put a good blind fighters and put up darkness.
It's all Elia Gartha's got, honestly.
Well, they have any four sacreds, and I think people overrate the danger of their high encumbrance. I think that's how you build Elia Gartha.
If you notice in a 30-player game, no one decided to go with the Elia Gartha even on.
There's a lot of nations that aren't represented here, including some good ones. Presumably because like some of the water nations are banned, so we're not going to see MA Relay, for example. There's no Scalaria here, and like Scalaria is often banned for being good, so I don't know that not having representation here necessarily.
Actually, I think Scalaria was banned from being picked. I think.
Okay.
Yes, Scalaria was banned because they don't have the Lemuria issue. They got their just recruit anywhere cultist bullshit.
Yeah, they're a Scales nation that can also do like the best reanimation available in Dominions by default.
Yeah, so I believe they were banned. But yeah, there's no water. They didn't allow water because who the wants to deal with water in this game? You're already gonna have like 17 subs by turn 6. I'm kidding, obviously, but. Or not obviously, you don't know. Don't test me. But in any case, moving back to Poulter, EA Armor. Poulter is a good player. EA Armor, I like. I haven't seen them. Oops, I do that again. I have not seen EA Armor do amazing. I saw Sakane play him once, and he did very well in the East of Eden game with Lucid's Ubar series. But
I don't think I've seen them win yet.
I don't think I've seen them win either.
But I know they have, just not in any time I've been around them.
Yeah, so we'll see what they do. So we'll move on. Toldi, good player playing Utgard, the nation I'm famous for all the wrong reasons. Toldi, good player, very good player. I don't think I've actually played with them myself, but I've heard very good things. Utgard, strong. Big frosty boys. Doesn't benefit from Illwinter because fuck you, Illwinter. But very strong, especially with a bless bonus like this,
Still got their Scrotty turbos, so
yeah, they got their Scrotty. They got their Gam herdings, Garm herdings. The Gam hurt us. So I again expect good things. They're a very solid pick. They're solid. I don't think Utgard's overpowered, but I mean Seth Kona, best mage in the game.
And
Compliment.
just abusing Scotty's regen is always something you have to play around anytime that you see something like this in the game.
And I'll be legally required to state that communions and Sabbaths are the same, so you can just make them do Sabbath slave and you're in.
Yes.
Moving on from that wonderful divergence. Utgard, very strong, very good. Likes a bless, doesn't need a bless, does not need it. You do not have to rely on Gam herdings, but it's nice. It's so nice being like, just go attack them and send 6 Gam herdings and a priest and be like, they're dead during expansion. But they don't need them. They don't need to own a big bless to run them. They just, like what, 55 health, 60 health, something. Just sit there, tank shit. Dish out 40 damage attacks. Good nation, good nation. Anything else you want to mention?
That's about it.
All right. Sakane, Lady Marignon. Sakane, very good, very scary, very methodical. He scares me. Ladies Marignon, I hate that nation. Big blood, big astral, big fire, good nation,
Their
sailing.
expansion is a little rough. We'll see how he does with a pretender setup, considering.
Yes. I expect it to be that. I don't know this one, but I expect it to be the pretender that's just the big head, the flaming head.
Yeah, but like their scales expansion is non-trivial, right? But I guess as a vehicle for a blast, it's okay if one out of your 15 players is a little bit slow on expansion. I guess that's not the end of the world.
Yeah.
But it will be more challenging than most of their nations here to try to scales expand with LA Mary. It's not like you can't do it at all, but it just doesn't perform the same level as some of the other nations can do with scales. Even some EA nations would have an easier time expanding LA than LA Mary.
Yes, they don't have good expansion. You got that, but I think they scale pretty well.
Yeah, for sure.
They got very good blood. Their sailing's moot on this point on this map because I don't believe there's any water. But yeah, it's
they should have banned water nations and then made a huge lake. That would have been very amusing.
That actually, honestly, kind of would have been. That's a game idea for you.
Oh no! Our next time we're doing this, the next 15 versus 15 is going to be Nat Gen. Lol.
No.
Nat Gen draft.
No, I refuse. I've never had good luck with Nat Gen. No. I ain't casting that shit. I ain't freaking playing that shit. I am staying far away.
What the hell is going on with like 15 different nations? Or you decide picking random Nat Gen junk.
My last Nat Gen game was Lucius Clown Blitz, where I got a nation with like the sacred elf cavalry that was like 70 recruitment points per cav. And that was what I had to play. And no, we're moving on from this discussion. Yeah. So Sakane, Ladies Marignon, pretty good. That's a strong combo. I expect perfect things from him. He has graciously asked if I wanted to receive good reports from him, and I said, of course. So I can't wait for the most in-depth possible analysis that it's going to blow my mind every time. We'll see. Any other things for Sakane and Ladies Marignon?
Nope, just looking forward to some good reading material in the future.
Fantastic. Moving on. Insane Badger, Late Age Flagra. So, I do not know Insane Badger, but that's a fantastic name for Late Age Flagra. So, Match Made in Heaven, Flagra, Tyrants. Yay. We discussed them a bit in the previous video with Middle Age Flagra.
Yeah. They also have added the Oppressor Archon, which gets a little bit of astral to rope into its communions without relying on entities for it. And once again, although they can't make too many of them because they're quite expensive, they do have a baseline troop with magic weapons. And that helps out in the early game considerably, because now people can't just immediately dunk on you with some random elemental summons or whatever. Those things, those Cyclops will chop them up.
Yeah, so I like Late Age Flagra. Haven't played them, but I've seen them played. And as long as you don't get your expander killed turn 2, like Lernian Hydra, uh, yeah,
You don't even need an expander with
you don't
them.
need it, but when you also get your expanding party killed.
That's true. That's true. Yeah. Yeah, I saw that series. That was rough.
Yeah, so that's all stuff I have no idea about playing with Lucid and Bungaroos. So just like, oh, la di da. Oh, Flagra's dying. Oh, that's kind of expected. Didn't know how bad it was. Did not know. Oops.
Yeah, that was brutal.
That's brutal. But I don't know this player. But I mean, with a name that's got perfectly tied in with Late Age Flagra, I expect amazing things. I expect you to outperform everyone else.
One thing that people don't consider with the Flagra line, and it's very amusing, is that pretty much all of them get some access to early cloud spells, particularly Sulfur Haze. So if your target does not resist poison and fire, and a lot of times Skills troops don't, you can do an incredible amount of evocation damage on on research level 2. Uh,
Yeah.
I've seen that 5 guys casting that kill around 100 units.
I love cloud effects. I love cloud effects.
Yeah, it's fun.
They're very fun. They're very silly. They're very powerful at times. So yeah, Flagra is a great nation to do it on. So we shall move on. Unless you have anything else you wanted to mention for Insane Badger or Late Age Flagra.
Nope, and we have another bird next.
Fuck. Starchrist playing EA Calum, and that's fitting because you're playing a flying elf, so cries.
Are they really elves?
They're elves in the sky.
I think birds get their own category. These birds are also annoying.
They're sky birds. They're sky elves. You know,
sky elves.
It's just like, oh, I'm safe. Bitch, here's 200 birds in one of your interior provinces because I have like 144 map move.
It's a race I will tell you can't. They are certainly annoying to fight against.
Yes.
Although, have you played any of the bird nations in multiplayer? Because although it sucks to fight against them, they have limitations too.
Well, yeah, I found out one of their limitations when I tried out EA Calum, and I got a Pangea on my capital turn 7 because he just went directly left and into me and sat on my cap, and I was dead turn 14. So they do have some limitations that I have noticed. Luckily for me, that player has deleted their Discord, and I have no idea who it was. So for all intents and purposes, it never happened. So fair. Otherwise, Calum, pretty good. EA Calum, pretty good. Not as good as, in my opinion, Late Age Calum, but good. It's a good nation.
I think they're missing a couple details that it hurts them a little bit. Like they don't get the Deathfire crosspath natively, for example.
Yes, that's fair. That's fair.
But they do get any fort Seraphs, and not the Harrow Seraphs, the other ones, the Air 2 Water 1s. And those are nice. You can do a lot with those.
Oh yeah. They're definitely nice. They're good. I don't think EA Calum's overly strong, but I think they're a good middle of the pack nation. Not a bad pick.
I think nations like this and the elves do tend to dominate beginner games.
Oh yeah.
And just in terms of raw win rate, just because it's harder to deal with them if you are not familiar with the threat, because it comes at you so quick. You lose 10 provinces before you can react, and you're in trouble.
Mm-hmm. Been there, done that. So that's all I got to say for them. Starchrist is a good player. I don't think I've actually played with them, but I've seen them around. So I expect pretty good things, amazing things. Be a bird. All right. Anything else you want to say?
Nope.
All right. Glimber, Femoria.
More rush B.
Yes.
Femoria is so threatening later on because of Wailing Winds, Wind of Death, and their flexibility with their mages that people don't want them around.
Yeah, no, they are rush me, baby, one more time, and it's going to be hard to do in this game. So you have a good impetus and ability to get pretty strong. I do not know Glimber. I don't believe I know Glimber.
Glimber's another one that I recognize from knowledgeable posts in Discord, so I expect big things. Do not let me.
All right. You heard it here first, folks. Glimber's going to win the game. He will single-handedly
That's
carry
a reasonable
Team 2.
bet because it's 2 teams. So yeah, he's a pretty good chance.
Yeah, he's going to single-handedly. He's going to have all other 14 members of his team get capped and killed, and he's going to come back.
He will come back as Familiar. They will not rush him, and that will be their one mistake.
Absolutely.
Yeah, Familiar's strong. It's if you let it exist, it's not like Scalaria tier, but it becomes very threatening because there's a lot of initiative when it's on the offensive, and air death combo is very oppressive to deal with. So
yeah, air death is a what's the scientific term for it? Fucking bullshit path combination that.
Oh come on, just take a little bit more morale. Your units will be fine. They won't run.
Oh look, they're running now. They're like 89 years old. Now they're 95 years old. Now they're 102 years old. Oh, they died.
Oh, don't be silly. They don't make it to 100.
Fuck you, air death. So yeah, good nation, great paths. BS
I'm sure
paths.
MAO can pass them some penetration gear. They can figure something out.
No, yeah, I'm sure they'll. Don't goddamn remind me. Fomorian Giants also pretty cool.
Yeah.
That's all I got. That's all I got on Fomoria. I've seen them a couple times. They're good. Glimber, I'll take your word for it. Good, so I expect you to win the game. A plus. That is a plus. And that is supposed to be an A. Fuck
there
it.
you go.
I'm just gonna delete it. Just hide the shame. Hide the pain, Harold. All right, moving on. Ragatok, TNN, the cursed child. Damn it.
Whoops.
The cursed child of the elves.
Cursed. I think Iru's more cursed than TNN, unless you just mean a pain to deal with, because then TNN is very cursed. Any Fort Air 2 assassins are maybe not the most obnoxious ones, because there's quite a lot out there, but man, if they're not the worst, they're up there.
That's understandable.
That crap.
Whew. Ooh, guys, stop doing this late at night. It's 10:10. What the hell I mean late at night. No, I agree. TNN is just not. If you compare TNN to something like Midgard or Vanheim in Elfing, they're not as good.
I think it depends on the phase of the game.
That's fair. That's fair.
Because they don't get blood, but they have the moss body set up. They get a little bit of earth. Let's see, and any Fort assassins are brutal.
I don't see assassins as winning the game, though.
No, but it makes it harder to press them while they're attacking somebody else. And yeah, I mean, any elf can do an elfing, and elfings are pretty obnoxious. They're not countered.
Hear that, Ragatok? We know who you are, you dirty elf. Moving on. Ragatok himself.
Their point buff game is fine. They can do a lot of the good point buffs.
Yeah, no, I don't think that they're a bad nation. I just think that, like, if you're going for an elf, you got other choices. Like, it got picked before.
Well, yeah, but I mean, they have enough elves. They just added another elf. Simple as that.
You got me there.
They haven't EA Vanheim yet.
Maybe this guy's going to pull out some really great strats for TNN. So we're looking forward to it.
They have a couple of cool national items and stuff too.
Oh yeah, I do agree there. They got some cool items.
I don't think those will carry a game, but they're always fun to see.
They're not forging shit. They got Middle Age Olm.
Yeah, well, Middle Age Olm's not forging the nature stuff. Or at least not especially.
Unless they somehow gift them nature guys.
Oh, they could just pass a hammer over too.
That's fair. Whew. So, any other things for TNN or Ragatok?
Nope, more elves. Gotta appreciate more elves.
All right. It's the end of the TikTok. Going on to bad joke. Well, that's a fucking segue and a half. With Lineage Arco. Lineage Arco, I, in the Learning Hydra game, Lineage Arco was played by Arco. That wasn't fun. That was not fun. Lineage Arco gets the more units in a square thing with their sacreds. No, not fun. Not fun at all. And
Yeah,
you have
and I'm
them
pretty
now
freaked out.
with the Lineage Marignon added bless. No, fuck that. That's scary. The fact that it was picked this far down.
Yeah, and speaking of point buffs, I think we'll be seeing similar things
Oh
from this
yeah,
as we will see from Bettyheim.
the
This should be
way
good.
the way that you pronounce Lineage Arco is point buff me more, please. It's just so good at it. With the like, you got your astral, nature, earth. I think
Water.
water.
They have Earth as well, yes.
Yeah, they got all of it. You just start throwing that shit onto your guys, and in 3 combat turns, you got just unkillable beasts.
I think if they have one weakness, it's the mystics are not sacred.
Yes.
So it is very difficult to gear them up or find another way to prevent somebody nuking them really quickly at the start of a fight.
Uh-huh. They are, they're not great for that. You're right there. The Mystics are a little bit of a question mark for that, but so that is a weakness.
Part of their point buff game.
That is a weakness. And the best way that Lucy and I were fighting them was to just keep battling their forces every turn, and we would whittle out their mages each turn until they just weren't getting all the point buffs off. Because it was a lot. But I don't know bad joke, so I can't comment on the player. But if he knows about Lineage Arco's strengths, that's scary. That's all I got for that.
Alrighty then.
Alright, moving on. Gal de Vier. Ind. Kill me now. Yes. The great, glorious, all-powerful Ind. Basically, priest the nation. In my latest game, they died to a middle-aged Ermor, which was sad that they managed to die to an Ermor when the Ermor didn't have, like, blood vengeance or anything like that. You are literally priest the nation. Don't do that. They'll be very strong against Asphodel. They'll be very strong.
That's not like a catch, right? Like that Ermor wasn't running some quickness setup.
Oh, it was
like,
it was quickness. It was just quickness. But that was it. It was really just quickness. But in any case, moving on. But Goldivier, pretty good, I believe. I don't think I've actually played with him, but I think I've heard good things. I think. And Ind. Yeah, kill me now. Great, glorious Ind. With this benefit of a bless. That's a feels good man right there.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing something from Ind. I've seen them last a little while, but I've never seen them as a serious contender to win the game.
Yeah. So, quick spoilers for the Lucid. I mean, I think we've already spoiled parts of it, but later on, for Lucid's freaking tournament finals, so skip ahead a bit if you don't want to hear this part. But yeah, Ind in the finals is pretty much how I've always seen Ind go.
Yep.
They're pretty strong. They're looking good. They're good, and then they just die. And it's like, oh, what the hell happened? And I do agree. I believe that Sai was talking about it in the Discord and said they got to get into blood. You got to get into blood with the Ind in order to maintain your steam into the late age, because it's all human, and they just ended up just falling off as the game progressed.
Yeah.
You got to make that quick pivot.
Well, the secrets aren't any for it either, so like that's not an option.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, what else do you do? Go on their skills troops that are better than indies, but not that much better than indies. So yeah, I think blood would make sense, and they do have plenty of options to get into it.
Yes, they have the ability to get into blood. They just need to make sure they do it.
Yeah.
All right. Any other things with Ind and Gal de Vier?
Nope. Maybe we'll see something new from them.
Kind of hope so. I want to see shit that blows my mind. We'll find out. Moving on. Tlaloc playing middle-aged Vanheim.
More elves.
More elves. Tlaloc is a good player. They're scary. Like, I don't like elves. Middle-aged Vanheim, pretty good. Pretty good nation. Good blood. Good paths in general. Piece of shit nation.
They're pricey, though.
They're pricey. Right? You got that.
And it's not easy for them to blood hunt because they don't have cheap blood mages.
They don't have cheap blood mages, and I don't believe they really have that many cheap patrollers. They gotta like summon their patrollers.
Yeah.
But I mean, given some time and some space, ouch.
Yeah, and their sacreds are great, of course.
Yes, sacreds are great. If only there was some kind of nation that gave them a benefit for their bless or something. Who knew?
If only.
Yes. So I expect amazing things. I think I've said that for every nation. So let me go ahead and correct that. Ballin, EA Arco, I expect awful things. Ballin, what the hell? He got dragged into this game. Ballin, Stalin.
Late pick, EA Arco. Windriders are amazing, though.
Yes, Windriders are amazing.
Those do not feel like an EA unit.
No, they are just super expensive, but God, are they good. But, you know, EA Arco, I don't believe EA Arco is as strong as Late Age Arco. I like Late Age better than EA. But
yeah. I think EA has an easier early game, but after that, LA probably takes over.
Yeah. So that's fair. But Ballin, good at the game, knows a lot of stuff. Not so good at Diplo. But he doesn't need to deal with that this game. So he's golden. He's fine. So, you know, this is a EA Arco, like those Windriders with that bless. Scary.
Own teammate declares war.
He's gonna be kicked out of that fucking team. He's gonna try and throw and rush us himself. Alright though, but so that's pretty much everyone of importance on Team 2. And then we have Zan with Uruk. Zan, I'm not legally allowed to discuss him, so I'll let you take it away. Because I am going to be way too biased in my...
Well, we've had fun discussions now and then, and the one time we've been in a game together, I was Asphodel and he was Avicia, and I got clapped. Although I managed to elf him at least, so I'm sure he appreciated that part of the war. But yeah, I didn't make an army thug, or I didn't make a counter thug for my army, and I got magic face crapped on. So lesson learned. Lesson learned.
Yes, Zan is... He's a strong player. He has gotten significantly better since our time together in Newcasting. I argue he is better than myself. He argues the opposite, so we are never going to be friends.
Well, it's not like you can actually fight in games, so it's not to worry.
Fuck. No, we can't. We're never allowed to actually have a war. Zan, very good. He is Mr. Blood. A little creepy with how much he likes blood. He likes assassins, although, as I have just discovered literally 2 hours ago, he's not good at assassins because in our All-Stars game, he just got 5 of our seductors killed because he had set them all to retreat. So they all tried to seduce someone, failed, and then retreated in the ensuing assassination battle and died. Thank you, Xanathan, for your support. He is playing Uruk. I know very little about Uruk. They look interesting. Don't know much about them. The only time I've seen them played really was Nick Knight in the finals, and so very strong nation.
I think they're legit solid for sure.
No, I do think they're solid. I believe that they're solid. I just don't know too much about the minutia details of Uruk. They're not played often. I've never played them. So...
Yeah, they've got a lot of the size 3 stuff going on. They're definitely a point buff nation. Their paths scream point buff. But they can do just some straight up astral communion stuff too.
Yeah.
They can also do like weak, poor man, kind of crappy, but still there. Turbo communions too, if you want. But they're more about the point buffs.
Yeah, they're that weird, like, size 3 is such a weird size. Like, the only worst size in size 3 is size 5.
Well, 4 and 5, because neither of those fit 2 to a square
Well,
unless they're formation
4
later.
fits a human size inside, which is pretty good.
Yeah, if you've got one, and you've got one that's like above indie quality.
Yeah, but I mean, how often do you see a human size unit as compared to a size 1 unit that you'd want to have in your square?
I just cast a few swarms, it'll be fine.
But yes, size 3 is a weird thing. Because, they want to do point buffing, but can they really? Too well?
Yeah,
I mean, they can.
Reasonable.
Actually, yeah, you're right. We are playing. You didn't say it, but we are playing without Lucid's mods, mainly the spellcasting mods. So point buffing is easier to do because now, pretty much, your mages will want to do nothing but point buff, even when an enemy is attempting to punch them in the face. So we'll see.
Yeah, I mean, like NCs with Iron Skin and Moss Body, Liquid Body, or Temper Flesh, they won't die too easily. Like you do not need much beyond that to start taking Robin's defenses.
Absolutely.
With just the unit.
Yeah,
and
they hit hard.
So, they can do they can take provinces just as easily as elves. They're not stealthy like elves, so they're prone to being countered in magic phase and stuff.
Yeah,
but they're also pretty solid in armies. So
yeah, no, I think Uruk's a good nation. I just haven't seen enough to justify why I think so. It's on paper to me. When I looked at them in the screen, looked at the units, they look good. So we'll see what Xanathan can accomplish. I expect mediocre things, and I am prepared to be disappointed. Anything else you have to say for Team 2 in general, or Zan or Uruk?
I am disappointed that they did not fill out the rest of the possible elf picks on the roster.
Yeah,
because like if you're gonna do this many elves, you should go all the way.
Yeah, like what the hell?
Or like in addition
to
the elves, like start adding stealthy nations too.
Yeah, like they didn't even Team 1 didn't even steal a single elf pick from you. So what?
Yeah, they could have picked every elf.
Yeah, you could have got
a bunch of stealthy nations, and this could have been like even more of a dumpster fire. This is a missed opportunity, and I am disappointed in that.
Yeah, if you're gonna go for a meme, just go all in, man. All in.
Yeah.
So now that we have both teams reviewed, which team do you like more, 1 or 2?
Like more or expect to win?
Who do you expect to? What picks do you like, and who do you expect to win? It doesn't have to be the same.
This is so tough to call. You know what? I'll just pick Sai's team because I think he might have enough planning. But like, so many players on the other team are excellent players too, and you don't like. I don't really know how the team dynamics are going to shake out. So that's going to be probably more decisive than the nation picks. Is how well they coordinate, and coordinating with 15 people is a nightmare.
It's not going to happen. We're just move on. It's not. There will not be coordination.
Whoever coordinates less poorly will have a major advantage, though.
There's not going to be great coordination. But with that said, I think Team 2 had a better... I think Team 1 has these ideas of what to do, but I think Team 2 had a better idea of, this is a 15-player Disciples. Let's do what we can to buff as many of us as possible. So we're going to have late-age marrying none with the blessed points. We're going to have middle-aged making items. So what do we want with these 2 core points of our nation, of our team? And we got all these guys who love both a good bless and some items. Not everyone, but a lot of the members like that. Team 1... Vedheim Dominion, I mean, you want to be cold, but then you have things like Satisinin.
That will be a problem, yeah.
Vedheim spreads cold themselves, so they don't actually have to be cold Dominion. and they can go to like neutral scales and get points for it. So that's a good idea. And not a killer off of that. But
It's a little odd to have them be the pretender.
and I think maybe we'll record a video where we go over their actual picking and all the things that they did, and we'll go from there. Like their builds, because I have we'll go over like what they decide to do with their builds. That's for the next video or something like that. We'll see. But yeah, because we're already pushing 45 minutes now at this point. So yeah,
The entire team tries to build a pretender to mimic a mono drop and just goes to the other team's capital. Win or lose the game on turn 2 or 3.
Get someone that's a Dominion spreader if you have it. No, that'd be fucking hilarious.
You wouldn't even need to if you got like 12 of the other team's capitals locked down on like turn 2 or 3.
Yeah,
Like, that's game over. And if you fail, that's also game over.
that's great. All right, I'm out of things to talk about. How about you?
I am as well. For now.
For now, let's we'll cut this off. We'll let the 3 viewers, because we probably lost 2 after our previous video, because that's how YouTube analytics works. So we'll have our 3 viewers. We'll let them go. This was fun though. I'm actually enjoying the discussion part. So thanks for not being boring. I appreciate it. And yeah, so that's Mr. MeInTeam, whose name is so annoying to say. And do you understand how much I hate typing your name out in Discord?
Most people just type TMIT, and that's fine.
I had someone say, "What do you mean the university?" And I was like,
That's even better. Although yeah, that's true. But
it's like, why are you bringing in
should not
MIT?
confuse something of such modest repute with me. Come on now.
I'm just going to call you the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles because you're one letter away from that one.
I've actually had people do that on forums too.
God damn it! Someone stole. Never mind. All right. Never mind. Joke has been ruined.
Tender God name once, so you can steal that.
Name has been ruined. So with that, I hope you all have a wonderful day or night or whatever evening. Thank you for joining me and team.
Absolutely. Good times.
All right, and have a good night.